それははじめ Q だった。
Overhaul from My Hero Academia, and most recently Ripperdog from Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
それは狼の姿になった。
Learning about the origins of the orb, a unique story I've not yet witnessed one quite like.
問題はない。それは歩き始めた。
I like the extra effort taken to actually show the limping as the wound healed fully and then as it learnt to walk fully.
心配してたんだぞ。2ヶ月も帰らないから。君が僕のこと忘れるなんてありえないもんな。
Being nice to animals is always a win. It would mean an enormous amount to me if you could subscribe if you enjoy my content, and please watch as much of the video and any other video of mine as you can. A like and a comment would also be wonderful. I could really use the help, and thanks so much for joining me on this journey.
そこには知らないものがたくさんあった。得体の知れない香り、魅力的な空間。
It's actually really sweet seeing that kind of innocent but intense curiosity in action, full of wonder at all of the many aspects of the world unfolding before its eyes.
名前も知らぬその少年が、それが出会った最初の一人だった。
Oh, that's really sweet!
おばさんちの木はダメだな。人んちから拝借しといてそりゃないだろって仕方ないだろ。こうでもしないと僕が死んじまうよ。
Immediately, I'm filled with a profound sense of sadness at the notion that he's been alone all of this time, and even worse, that he was alone for 2 entire months while his friend wandered the endless snow and eventually died from his wounds. Makes me very sad, actually. On top of the previous win, having recovered slightly, I think it also speaks volumes about his character, that he's remained so upbeat despite everything, and also I'm happy for a character I've only just met, as it were, because he has a friend again to keep him company.
当たり前だ。みんなが出て行って5年。まだ5年だ。だってあの向こう。
There's that sense of sadness coming rushing back. He's been on his own for 5 years, man. Can't remember the last time an anime made me tear up in the first few minutes of an episode. Well played.
そこはね、みんなが言うにはまるで楽園のような場所さ。
Also 3 wins here. Firstly, it's for the music. Right away, it's got a beautiful tone to it, slight tinge of hope, but also an underlying sadness, which really exemplifies his situation. Secondly, it's for his kindness, so vividly on display. That melts my heart as a proud dad to 2 lab boys, Titan and Thor, who are nearly 10 and 4 years old respectively. Thirdly is for the voice actor here. I've never heard him before, he hasn't done many roles, but right from the get-go, it's like he's born for this role. It's a crazy good fit.
結局ここに残ったのは僕が助けてあげられなかったおばあさんたちと。
Oh my god, there's so much heartache so early on. Learning that he took care of all of the elderly who couldn't go on the long trip, and one by one they passed away, leaving him to care for the others until they then too passed. I've literally never felt such a sense of acute sadness so early on.
お願いします。おかえり。なんてね、魚でした。やった、久々の大物だ。
You could see the pain in him for a moment, just then, that hope dashed, replaced by his usual happy demeanour that's likely masking an extreme sadness if I had to guess.
ここに人がいたってわかるようにね。それと忘れないように。
Seriously, man, how much more sad do you actually want to make this anime for me?
海が見えなくなった。ここまで来たの初めてだよ。
For the first time, leaving his home behind and embarking on what feels like an epic adventure.
出てきた甲斐があったよな。ああ、僕も嬉しいよ。
He's so wholesome it physically hurts!
他には丸くて甘い果物。甘いってどんな感じかおじさんに聞いたんだけどよくわかんなかった。
They do a great stage early on of really building an image of his life. For example, how he has to recall old stories of how he used to eat vegetables and has never ever seen a fruit in his life.
お？今のは弱音か、ジョアン。旅はまだ始まったばかりなんだぜ。
Seeing his hands and nose like this, I've got worry for him in my gut, deep down.
全部濡れた。でもすごい、こんなところに川が。うお、大丈夫大丈夫だって、ただのかすり傷。
I don't like where this is going. This whole scene makes me very anxious. It truly bears repeating. Literally never felt like this so early on in any anime to date. I'm worried.
それにみんなが帰ってこないのはきっとその場所が魅力的だから。魅力的な食べ物、魅力的な人たち。
I just don't like it. He keeps bleeding through it and still looks so happy. Learning that this was as far as everyone managed to get, slowly dying away there together, no better place to live, just dying out in the frozen wastes, and now he's come all that way.
これはすごいぞジョア。これは人がいた痕跡だ。見てよ。
God, even now he's still trying his best to remain positive about things, to see the silver lining in everything. It's legit breaking my heart. Like, the hope is all but gone from where I stand.
いけるいけるかな。
Then this happens. All hope lost. Finally cracked. 2 max wins. Poor damn lad.
僕は僕と解放してただけなんだから。くそくそ。
He's so alone and it hurts so much.
くれたのにこんなこと言ってごめんごめんよ。
First time I've ever sobbed watching anything. This has just affected me on a deep level. I feel gutted. I feel terrible to my core. I'm so very saddened. 2 wins for evoking that from me.
分かってる分かってる。腹減ってんだろう。
Even at this point, he cooks and eats the last of his food with him, sharing it with his friend, and now he's really sick. He's such a good person. Better than that world ever deserved. I can barely bring myself to talk about anything else, but the animation throughout has been amazing. Especially this bit really was noticeable for me.
僕、君にお願いがあるんだけど、僕のことずっと覚えていて。
I don't know about him, but I most certainly will remember him forever. I'll keep that memory, this time in my heart till I pass away one day, remembering a scene that meant a great deal to me and how it broke me more than anything ever had before. Glad I got to share it with you all. Max wins for that. In some weird way, I'm going to really try and tell myself that in some small way he's being reborn here.
さあ、これでまた楽園目指せるぞ。あれ、ジョア、そうか、僕を待っててくれたんだね。よかった、もう一人じゃない。
I imagine that this was what he had always hoped and longed for in his heart, like his ideal outcome that one day he wouldn't be alone anymore and he could laugh and cry and talk to other people again. Take another win here for one of the greatest ever episodes of anime. This is the greatest first episode I've ever witnessed, and it was a pleasure and a heartache, but a true experience.
それは人間たらしめるものを何も持っていないため、霜は垂れ流し、栄養補給もままならなかった。
I am really enjoying the commitment to telling this side of the story. It would be extremely easy to sidestep so much of this, or maybe not have thought too deeply about it, but that's clearly not been the case. Absolutely stunning looking scenery shot into the distance.
Pink blood, pink blood, pink blood.
While the music isn't my favourite, the visuals were really nice. They were well edited, but for me most prominent of all was seeing all of the characters, locations, towns and villages and environments, which was very cool.
そうだ、六男のカニ太郎。
ちょうど子供が欲しかったのよ。
That's some cracking good voice acting from the girl right there. After the snowy wasteland that made up all of episode 1, it's such a lovely joy to see this new place. These god level sound effects being pretty much exactly spot on.
何をしているのですか？
Rather extreme levels of kawaii right there. Also though, opera from Iruma-kun and Henry from Black Clover.
鬼熊様へ捧げる汚れのない少女。その選出は伝統にのっとり、我々矢野名人が行います。
おめでとうって何かあったの？
あなたはとても名誉なことに選ばれたのよ。
I do not like what I just heard. Are you seriously giving me a few minutes of peace after the horror of episode 1, only to now do me like this?
どうしたのママ？
あなたは死ぬのです。みんなのために。
生贄。
Yup, thought as much. Bring on the pain train, I'm ready for this story now.
なんでマーチのこと勝手に決めるのよ。
そういう決まりです。
はあ、意味わかんないし。
This is really good because it's completely different to how you'd normally expect it to go. She's got a lot of fire in her, just like the boy from episode 1.
よしよし。
Oh, that's sad! I presume she's pretending to be calm and trying to sleep, but is given away by the tears. It's clear that she's trying to be extremely brave for her sister.
マーチを追え！逃がすな！
Well, that was amazing and come out of nowhere! You go, girl, run!
これ何？
The animation on this healing, I don't even know how they did it. Certainly didn't look like CGI, but looked way too smooth to be animation. Wow! Dropping a win here for the stark difference in environments too, starting off in that snowy land and now here we are in this dense forest. I love things like that, reminded me of Jobless Reincarnation. This attention to detail is so refreshing. Naturally, he's used to consuming food like a wolf would, so why would he use his hands and be like all of us? He wouldn't. Nice!
まったくもう。ひどいわ、マーチの分なのに。ダメよ、マーチの。
I really needed that laugh after all of the sadness of the last episode. It's greatly appreciated that the anime has more than one string to its bow, as it were. This girl is fantastic.
寝るの？おーい。
Oh, that's so cute! So far, character growth has been handled excellently in this anime, now focusing on her character feeling guilt and regret at having ran away, and fearing for her family and siblings. Such a weird but lovely building relationship between them, at this stage very reminiscent of the prior one with the boy. A great song for that ED, very atmospheric, and the visuals were quite pleasing and calm, but with an added bonus of revealing multiple important characters coming up in the show. I cannot express just how impressed I am by this anime's commitment to showing every single stage of his growth. Normally I'd be excited by the notion but let down by the execution, but not here. Even this simple scene is beautifully detailed. Wow now, that was absolutely sick! What an awesome looking sequence that was!
とりわけ人間にとって変化の兆しとなるのが
Oh, it breaks my heart seeing her like this. Quite an impactful and poignant way to handle this scene with the music and the exchange of words or notions. Instantly, the situation becomes incredibly apparent as the bones from the last victim are collected and everything right away feels much more real. They picked a really great and somber sounding track for that scene right there. Not just once, but now twice, they've done this build-up to the beast appearing, and I thought it was very well done the first time, but not quite a win. But now it's done like this twice, yeah, it's worth it. Also, they take one here for the fact that they're doing these awful things and weren't even aware that it was doing anything, yet prior to now, they spoke with such confidence. Full credit to them for deciding to not do the bear with CGI. It really must have taken some work, but they did it. I think it's great so far to date that there's no Ex Machina going on. Like, normally something would have stopped the bear attacking her at the last second, but not here. Oh my goodness, he's actually fighting the bear now like this! Ah, that was sick, I didn't see that coming! Take 2 max wins! I love it, he's immortal and keeps on healing and coming back to attack! The smooth animation on that attack though! Can't show most of the fight, but it's one of the few where I've been gritting my teeth with pure tension running through my body. That was intense but brilliant. That was really sweet, and I hope this positive turn of events continues. I need some of that after episode 1. I'm still reeling over it. Wow, what an unexpected end to the episode right there. What a good boy. Such a good end. I love that so much.
食料よ。なくなったら木の実を取って食べて。姉ちゃん、ゲームをクリアしたらまた新しいぬいぐるみ作ってあげる。お姉ちゃんは
ここにはもういないよ。
Throwing so much background into this long-lasting ritual, so it allows us to see how it affected those who were around years ago and their lives and loved ones. The mere fact that he keeps saying it after every snack he's being given.
あんたが一番美人だったからじゃよ。
そう？
How come this girl is just the best though?
絵石投資で人殺しの手伝いをするほど奴らは欲を満たすのに必死なのさ。
This lovely little bit of lore just dropped onto us out of nowhere. I tell you, that's some good pacing, just revealed little bit by bit instead of all at once.
このような悪い風習は一刻も早く断つべきだ。
Also, I think it's really clever to have given her such a good reason to feel the way she does about the ritual and why she got involved in stopping it from happening, because it stole her dear sister away from her.
どうした？
ああ、べちゃべちゃくさい。
こっちに流れてきた。
Hell yes, they thought of everything with this dude! Or the author did, rather. Because he can't just keep eating and drinking without issue, so now this is happening. I assume he peed anyway, but yeah, I'm continuously shocked at how slow the progression has taken. It's a beautiful pace to date. I adore being able to witness all kinds of different environments like this. Really gets my RPG vibe tingling.
僕のことずっと覚えていて。
I guess I'm still very much not over it yet, even days later. I'm really glad he's not been forgotten, moved on past, and a moment of truth here, I cried telling my parents the story of episode 1, and my mother, bless her heart, cried at the end of it as well.
ふーちゃん、まだ全然子供なの。だからね、マーチ、この子のママになることにしたの。よくわかんないけど、マーチは今とってもハッピーよ。
Toots of frickin' daubs!
ヤノメ国のマーチとパロナです。
Oh, I really like stuff like this. Different clothing, culture, foods, and buildings and so on.
ニナンナは広い。一番近い地区でも40も集落があるけど。
何ですかその絵。
Truly inventive stuff here. It shows a stark difference between the nations and their technologies.
覚えたようですね。ヤノメの食べ方を。
Such a weird thing, I thought I'd never be praising in an anime, but it's kind of an odd joy to watch him learn like this. I knew it was too good to be true. Now I'm nervous again. How you keep doing me like this?
お前を殺せば無罪放免だ。
Yeah, it was way too good to be true, but that's this anime's bread and butter. It's a tough watch, clearly, and I'm here for it. I like the darker side to these stories, and I'm loving how the adventure is playing out so far. Also though, take one for suddenly showcasing out of nowhere a new ability as he forms a spear out of his hand and uses it to attack in defense of himself.
魔物なのか。
さあ。
ふーちゃん
Definitely cannot show any of it, but it's insane how crazy some people are to escape their imprisonment. This woman is screaming, asking for forgiveness as she shanks him over and over. It's weird, man, and incredibly sad knowing that by the time they returned him to the cell, he'd experienced an unprecedented amount of pain.
マーチたちはいつ出られるの？
一生ここだ。
That is just awful. I don't think I've ever seen such a sad anime with a largely horrible population since Berserk 1997.
かわいそうに直してあげないと。
The incredibly saddening reveal that the bear had been pierced by massive arrows dozens of times and so likely was living in near constant pain from that. I just thought that was its body.
フシちゃんとカニ太郎が一緒だから大丈夫よ。それよりねーねはお掃除のお仕事するんでしょ？
A win for To Your Eternity has to be its extremely positive main characters. They have such a wild, kind energy about them that I find incredibly endearing, and that's quite rare. Choosing to animate through a montage instead of just using still images with running music.
帰れる。ごめんね。不安にさせちゃって。ごめんね。
She is such a sweetheart. Just like the boy, she's too good for this world.
脱出だ。
Finally, we're getting a little bit of good news and good luck. Also, though, really couldn't show it, but the death of the bear deserved a win. It died in peace, being lovingly cared for by March, and it was a sweet but very melancholy scene. A simple but great example of mixing hand-drawn animation with CGI.
切り取るなんてひどいわ。ひどい？でもかわいそうだわ。そうだ。
Bless her, even in this situation with everything that she has been going through, that's still at the forefront of her mind in that moment.
そんなの勝手よ。この子はただの大きくて怖いクマさんよ。この子には関係ない。
I also think it's win-worthy that as a character she keeps her morals so close to her heart. Perfect example of when to use full-on CGI by rushing it over the screen super fast. So fast that I thought it was animated. That was like the epitome of show don't tell as the entire conversation took place during an attack on their transport. Like, that was insane. I was sat there going, I'm sure that's smoke, and then she's trying to put it out while still talking. I loved that. 2 max wins for it. Oh man, just for a moment I had forgotten what kind of anime this is when I'm watching, and then this happens. Oh, I can't believe he can turn like that! Smack the heck out of her in retaliation! What a good boy!
あらあらかわいそうに。今日はパパが早く帰ってくるからごちそうよ。これあなたへ。ちょっと待ってて。はい、ありがとうのごちそうよ。
Seeing the two of them and how they first became friends and why.
ねえ、私たち家族にならない？この子は私たちの子供よ。マーチがママで、あなたがパパよ。マーチ、マーチ、マーチ、マーチ。
Man, it's so sad. It's like the author knew exactly what to tap in to get to me. Firstly, it was the lonely boy who just wanted to find his family and friends. And now it's the kind-hearted, playful little soul of hers that just wanted to be able to grow up and have a family of her own. The incredibly beautiful music and her final peaceful moments, thinking that her friend was also alongside her as she quietly passed away, deserves 2 max wins for that.
あ、美味しそうだ。やっぱりお前の作った飯は最高だ。
Yeah, have one here for that as well.
今から一緒に帰ろう。
Honestly, I am 100% okay with ending that woman. She brought so much hatred and pain and suffering to so many people, and did it with an almost deep sense of joy, barely masked. I'm glad she was so badly injured.
そうよ。お腹空いて死にそうママ。ママがご飯作ってあげるわね。ふーちゃん。あ、ねえねえ。 マーチはここよ。やりたいことまだたくさんあるのに、マーチまだ何にもやってないのに。
Another max 2 wins for the pure, unadulterated feels that this entire scene is giving me. Seeing inside of herself that in perhaps her ideal world she returned home to her parents, grew up and had a family she couldn't quite visualize, and now this. Wow.
ダメよ、死なないで。
Even at a time like this, even as a child, she's not selfish enough to want this and tries so hard to stop it from happening. I feel like it's the first glimpse of him becoming human. He wanted to stop that happening. Maybe he didn't even fully understand why, but it saddened him clearly. It's wonderful to see it playing out before my eyes. Just have another one here for simply, utterly stunning and hauntingly beautiful music.
ただの手形じゃないか。
こう書いてあります。マーチは元気よ。
マーチを守るべきだったのに本当に申し訳ない。
So much raw emotion and pain in that moment, and the animators did an outstanding job of showing it.
自分の生き方は与えられるものじゃない。自分で勝ち取るんだ。
Oh man, his emotions are so childlike and innocent, it's tough to watch. And then that final little look back and farewell to his friends. I'm really happy that the most important shot that she ever took finally landed. Even if she meant to target her head, the shot still hit and achieved the goal, and that's what matters.
それは母親と出会い別れることにより人間らしさを得た。いや、別れてなどいなかった。共に旅に出たのである。
It's so lovely that in the narration, it's revealed that he really did end up genuinely considering her its own mother, and that's incredibly beautiful.
たまに少年になった。ほぼ意味はない。
I really like the idea that maybe he did this in order to remember the boy he once met who fed and cared for him.
どこへ行く？おい、年寄りを人にしたらいいが。
And just like that, he has another follower. Man, I'm vibing hardcore with this anime right now.
お願いじゃましにもこれもう噛むから
ありがとう。
Although it might seem like just a funny scene, it's important to remember that this is the first time it's ever had interaction with a person outside of aggression and comfort, so feeding someone is huge.
リはこう書くんじゃ。
Feels such an odd sense of pride watching him eager to learn. It's so weird. Also, credit for being creative enough to come up with your own language for the anime. Even if it's just these little bits, I find that very impressive.
き。ありがとう。ありがとう。
Ugh, that's so adorable! If you know me, you already know this lovely shot was getting a win.
誰に会ったんじゃ。わからない。名前。
It's so sad that we don't even know his name. I'm glad a part of him lives on though like this. Also though, mad props for his voice acting. He does such an impeccable job with this role. The ever-changing ad break transitions. Absolutely out of nowhere plot twist.
肉は動かずとも声は聞こえるだろう。あれはお前の敵だ。あれと戦って勝て。
Such a good scene introducing this new figure in the anime, and also enemies that are of a kind of supernatural nature and can have a negative effect on Fushi. Long story short, it's really opened up the story in a big way.
動物になれない生き損ないだ。よくやった。あれが核だ。
Not gonna lie, this one really got me sweating now. It took Fushi, it's taken the wolf and the bear. This is bad. That was way too close for comfort. Such an awesome scene.
私がお前を作った。私たちには大いなる目的がある。
Fantastic end of episode reveal here, basically setting up the entire story as a whole, which is just massive. Another location with different looking buildings from anything we've seen to date.
なんであの屋敷の子供に生まれなかったんだろうって。
まずは金をたんまり貯める。そしていつかあの家みたいなでかい家を建てて二人で住もう。
The lore and story building never failed to impress me in this one, as we're now thrown into yet another land with different people and practices.
らっしゃいらっしゃい、らっしゃいらっしゃい。
Again, it seems I timed the last one beautifully as we're gifted this site, a market entirely different to all of the locations that we've come across before now.
さっきの人たちには見られてないよね。
俺の友達を疑うんじゃねえ。
そうだよね。ごめんなさい。
取られたもんは仕方ねえ。うじうじすんなって。
うん、そうだよね。また働いて貯めればいいだけだ。
Already I can tell that I'm going to both like this kid and feel very sorry for him, working hard and yet his money gets taken away like that. Yet again, he's upbeat though, like all the others.
なんだお前、腹減ってんのか？ほら、食いな。
Being nice to animals is still always a win. God, that's so sad after they were in it together all of that time, working hard for one another, and he just ups and steals all of it and takes off. That hurts.
花は壊れたが飯は食える。あの状態からよく頑張ったよ。
In his shoes right now, it just must feel awful to have tried to help others, only to be stabbed in the back by his own flesh and blood and now left to die after saving a girl's life and left horribly disfigured. I really do love the way they do these transitions.
森で得体の知れないやつに襲われたんじゃ。地味のくせに本当に怖いの。怖い。そうか、わかったよ。
Bless his heart, it's wonderful to see how he's grown so far that he can now express fear and other emotions.
まだ慣れないよ、この生活には。ブサイクが。お前はこれからここで生きていく上で必要な仕事を学ばなければならない。ったく、はいとかなんとか言え。
Seeing him in a change of clothes is great, as is the animation on display in this little scene as he hops up onto the counter. I'm really loving how the story is developing in all honesty.
かっこいい兄ちゃんがね、今出稼ぎに行っててさ、そのうちお金持ちになって帰ってくるんだ。
The lies he's telling himself in this scene. Genuinely tasty looking spread.
そう、フシはまるで兄弟。
お前の兄さんか？
弟だ。でもフシが来てくれたおかげでこの退屈な毎日ともうまく付き合えそうだよ。
Clearly transferring his lost feelings towards his brother now onto Fushi in the most heartbreaking but also wholesome of ways. The way he stood up for him, even if they're just jokes, was beautiful. He's got a good soul. All of his many over-the-top reactions when talking to the girl he saved.
ここで働いてます。
そうじゃあここに来ればいつでもいるのね。
What's he doing with his hands? Oh, I love comedy like that.
僕はグーって言えます。
違うわ、この人に聞いたの。
Oh, that's incredibly disappointing after just having made me laugh. That was like a knife to the gut. The young lad trying his best to pick himself up and dust himself off after a few good words from the old man, making sure he has something to be proud of in himself. Such a good life lesson as well. This moment, definitely. Also take one for going without an ED this episode in order to give us more content.
俺がまだ見たことないもの見せてよ。すげえ、やりだ。例えばこの茶碗は作れる？
作れない。
なんで？
わからない。
同じだ。作れるじゃないか。
作れた。
Ah, he's such an adorable dude in the way he talks and replies and stuff. He's a joy to watch in every way. Although it did make me sad that he said ouch when cut with a knife initially.
そうだっけ？火は出せないのか？これができたら火起こしが楽だったのにな。
なんだよその顔は。
Again, he grimaced when burnt, which makes me very sad. It's like it's not understood yet that, while immortal, he is fully capable of feeling pain. Also, take one here for the lore behind his ability, such as being able to reproduce the stick but not the flame. It's just awful, man. He put booze in his stomach. I had wondered what was with the bloated stomach. I figured it was due to the injury, but no. So weird, dude.
やだよ俺こんなやつ。こいつ町で怪物って呼ばれてんだぜ。
町でどう呼ばれようがグーグーには関係ないだろう。
だから試してみてほしい。僕の顔を見て愛せるかどうか。
ほら見てよ。やっぱり怪物だ。
That to me was nearly on the same level of sadness as episode 1, knowing that he's a good lad who has lost everything along the way, to whom people take for granted and have abused in different ways, and yet things like this happen to him because of the way he looks.
すまなかった。悪気はないんだ。どうか明日も仕事に来てくれ。グーグー。仮面はどうした？
暑いしない方がすっきりするので。
そうか。そうだよな。今日も一日頑張ってくれ。
This guy gets a win purely for sticking by his principles and being a solid and good human being.
なんなんだ。ひでえやつらだ。僕はこの仮面がなきゃ人間でいられないってか？
I'm not sure if it'll last forever, but for now, him learning that he doesn't need the mask in order to feel like he's a human, again, another life lesson, I think. Or at the very least, it's very poignant.
血を入れすぎよ
Simply heartbreaking is all I can say. I loved his comment about his former master though, that people with good hearts like him are the only reason he doesn't go crazy in this messed up world. I thought it was important to highlight that appreciation of him.
これいくらで買ってくれる？やっぱりいいです。ありがとう。
お客さん。
一体僕は何を守ろうとしているんだ。人間としての僕を思い出させてくれるもの。
Even now, while he's broke, no home, completely alone, he still cannot bring himself to sell a ring that was gifted to him, and the writing is just impeccable in the form of his internal monologue here. I did not expect that! Great story writing, I love it!
兄ちゃん、こんなに痩せ細って。
You know another thing, some people wrongly think the way to happiness is money or fame, and that's what I think his brother was chasing. Ultimately though, he was far happier doing honest work alongside his little brother with a large goal in mind for their future. This one is really full of good lessons if you care to listen.
これを売ったらたくさんご飯食べれるよ。
I tell you, he's a really beautiful person inside and out. Another one that this world doesn't deserve. Woo!
僕があの指輪を使っても所詮怪物のままだけど、兄ちゃんならただのろくでなしからまともな人間になれるかもしれない。誰か助けて
Finally, a little something goes his way. I won't lie, I was wallowing in despair, especially after his comments about always being a monster, so he has no use for the ring, but maybe his brother can change into a good person. I will never get bored of stuff like that!
わかった。俺、グーグーいないと大人になれない。
Oh, my heart is overwhelmed by the level of cuteness!
お前、怪物の時の方がかっこいいよ。怪物万歳!
This moment made me cry. Such a silly thing to cry at, but those words. Oh, man.
やったな、フシ。
They got their own fist bump. How adorable is that?
聞いてないのか？俺は酒じいに酒を仕込まれたんだぞ。グーグー。
You've seriously got to be ready for just about anything to suddenly happen in this one.
で
出たよグーグー。待ってて、また作る。
It's legit one of my favorite things, learning how his power works and seeing it in action.
でもあの人、俺の初めの人。
I think another one of my favorite things is how they always bring up the past, never just forgetting those who came before now.
俺はお前だけには思ってもらえるってことじゃないか。
Oh, that smacks so hard because it's basically what I said earlier on myself.
しばらくするとお父さんの仕事の関係で家族は引っ越すことになった。俺たちは連れて行ってもらえなかった。
Getting to learn precious new details about their prior life to the start of their episode earlier on.
それってなんだか本当の家族みたいだ。
グーグ
いた、こんなところに。
Okay, you really got me there, man. I literally said out loud, oh my god, no way. And then she turned up and that happened. Thank goodness for that.
何をするんですか。ひどい最低。
Calling her a pervert. Not running on the spot.
ひどいでしょ。
全然じゃないか。
I love his reactions. They give me life. It might not be an incredibly legitimate complaint, but it's clear that she faces her own struggles with her family and that it pains her, which I do kind of accept to a degree, and the scene was handled really nicely too during their fun back and forth with free emotions being shared, something she can't really do at home.
ねえミル、私そんなひどいこと言った？言ってないわん。
That caught me off guard massively. I will not lie.
あなたはあなたよ。ねえ出てきなよ。まさか一生目を合わせてくれないつもり？
This insanely sweet statement from her.
人間ごっこは楽しいか。
Rotating shot! The market with the glowing lights in the darkness just looks incredibly atmospheric. That was such a sick move! Look at him go!
ひょっとしてこの仮面って見つからないように。
そうよ。
This is what I always find so fantastically intriguing about mangakas, is the ability to not only draw great art, but then also back it up with amazing stories, and in this anime's case, amazing writing. It's so good.
どうしましょう。あ、血が出てる。大変。
Fushi just showing himself at this poor lady.
二つ目、先手を打たれた。
I told myself the first time was a simple battle, something for later on I guess, but now it's happening again! I'm genuinely shocked and impressed in equal amounts. Also take one here for going without an ED again for more content. The end reveal of finding an injured Fushi losing a part of himself, won't show that due to the creature in the tree looking a little in the nip though, and finally Rin impressing by focusing on someone other than herself in the time of need. Their unique abilities make for super creative battles. Whoa, what an arm on the lad!
逃げないと俺怒る。ダメここ。
Two wins here. Firstly, it's for the plan not going to, well, plan, as we know that almost never happens in anime. Second win is for him really coming into his own personality now, wanting to protect his friend. Not running on the spot for an impressive amount of frames.
じいさん先くれ。つえやつをな。
はあ。
How frustrating is it that they just had to turn up when Fushi most needed help? I adore how he ignores all of that and concentrates purely on getting help for his friend.
やはりな、どこか破損しておるのかもしれん。
I myself suspected the very same thing.
どこの誰か知らねえけど、リーさんを一番愛してるのはこの俺、グーグーだから。じゃあ俺行く。あとよろしく。
At least now, if the worst happens, and let's face it, in this anime, that's a very real possibility, he told her how he felt, and that's important. If that was CGI, it's straight up some of the best I've ever seen. Such an awesome attack! He's a true mad lad, and I love how he's fighting so hard to protect Fushi, someone he sees as his own brother. Says so very much about him.
嬉しかったのに、俺は俺でいいんだってちょっと思えたのに、無力な兄貴で。
And there it is right there. He truly does see himself as his brother. Just emotional hearing him actually say it.
脆いが決して弱くない存在がお前をさらに強くしてくれるだろう。
敵はもう倒したよ。俺が。
本当？
It makes me unreasonably happy that he's still alive. They really are like brothers.
やっぱグーグーの飯は最高だ。
俺のことを許してくれたんだな。
いや許さない。
These two epic reactions from them. Another sweet tasting drop of lore at the end of this episode, giving the enemy a name and learning just a little bit more about this world in the process.
はグーグーが倒してくれる。グーグー強い。俺にはグーグー必要。離れない。
Ah, it makes me tear up hearing him talk like this, knowing that an immortal being feels so strongly in likely love, friendship, or admiration, or a mixture of all three towards him.
なんだよ、さっきから独り言なんて。らしくないぞ。
Didn't see that coming, and no pun intended.
自分を生かしてくれる人が必ずしもいいやつじゃない。でも、それに耐えられないほど弱くない。
Man, oh man, see what I meant before about plain old-fashioned good writing? It's this kind of deep internal movement and growth that's rare in many anime, which can be quite surface level or superficial.
ゴーゴー、ちょっと手伝ってくれ。
こんな高いところに置くから。なんで僕は僕なんだろう。なんて思ってたっけ、前は。
Oh my word, they've only gone and done a time skip, haven't they? I love stuff like this. Nothing screams true anime style than showing a story that takes place over a long period of time.
フシなら昼飯作ってるよ。
おいしそう本当に上手になったわね、フシさん。
おいフシ早くしろ。みんなで飯食うぞ。
うん、今行く。
Oh hell yes, that's actually getting 2 max wins for the first time ever for just excellent all-round character growth. I loved seeing that. It truly made me smile so wide. Have a final win for this first half for skipping the ED, and also for just being some of the best episodes I've ever seen to kickstart an anime. Cannot wait for the second half now. As always, a like and a comment are wonderful, plus subscribing. My Patreon is also down below to vote in all anime. Thanks for watching. Chris Harris, Ted L, Inakami and Water, Manuel Morales, Marquez, Nick Wyndham, Waterkeeper, Steelers, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Blitzkyle, Brandon Krier, Gaten 2000, Kieran Robinson, Cumfreak, Kim Munt, Magnus, Matthew Castelline, Nathan Burr, Sean, Ali50, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Guru, Isel Caldera, Yor Edvinson, Jonas Stahl, Jordan Samuels, Jaffa6263, Kelnock, Kepan, Kevin Nalter, Conito, Luis Cruz, Matthew Blanchett, Matt the Marshmallow, 9028, Sentimento, Storm 970, The Elementaler Wars.